This is my last official day in Haiti today, and I'm really excited because I am with the Friends of Montfort. You can see behind me, this is the school for the deaf. They have done such a fantastic job of bringing together opportunities for the deaf community in this area. So you can see behind me, this is quite a large compound. If you go back over there, there's dormitories and eating facilities and ways of just supporting the community and all of the staff. It is run by the Catholic Church, and so it's fun to see the nuns here. I can't imagine wearing the nun clothing because it is so hot. Port-au-Prince is so much hotter than being in the mountains. I feel like I'm melting, but it's earlier in the morning, and so I'm gonna be okay, at least for a couple of hours. I'm so grateful for this experience that I've had. I have learned so very much. I feel like the icing on the cake right now, in that the Days for Girls and the essential oils and working with the variety of communities that I've had an opportunity to serve and to teach has been profound for me. So to wrap up yesterday, I was asked by the pastor of this organization that I've been working with in Pinon to speak to his congregation of 300 people. Apparently that is a huge compliment, because that is never given to a woman, first off, especially somebody coming in that's not part of their organization. But they were so touched and excited about the information that I literally taught a Days for Girls class to 300 people in church. That was a first for me. I wasn't really sure how to handle it because there was a lot of age demographics, a lot of people past the age of fertility in there, but it's such an important knowledge to have that they can pass on to their grandchildren and their children. So I was loving that, and so I had a total of 3 times teaching that class in Pinon, San Rafael, and then again in Pinon during the church. The women who make these bracelets, I had an opportunity to really interview them and to get a feel for what their lives are. And I want to let you know that this is legit. These are real women who are creating and carving out some sort of assemblage of a life for themselves. The woman that I went over to, she had 6 children, and the bracelets were her sole means of making money. And I think of wearing these bracelets. Of course, I'm wearing mine right now too, and getting ready to teach in the deaf school this whole program to the staff today, and the next week they'll teach the children. But as I was in the homes of the women who made these bracelets, my heart was really open to what we're doing. Spending $20 on a bracelet for us is, you know, giving up lattes for a little bit. We drop $20 on a cab or $20 on a movie. It's nothing, but to them, it is literally their life. And this education will be a source of great comfort to them as they are empowered. What I loved the most, and I think I probably already talked about it on one of my other video recordings, was how excited the men are about this program. And I am loving the model that's coming to me right now. I'm just going to completely write down what I've been teaching and how I'm teaching it so that we can involve both the men and the women, so that there's a partnership, there's an understanding and a respect with each other, and teaching the men to really be aware of their wife and their partner, so that, you know, so that they're creating families with intention. And that's really my purpose in the amount of effort that's gone into this trip and the amount of training and time, so that I, for one, could have an understanding of the people that I'm working with, and then taking this program globally. Do you know that in the United States, we estimate at least 800,000 Restivics just in our own country, not Restivics, but sex trafficking, slave trafficking in our own country. In Haiti, they estimate about 300,000. So this is an enormous problem that we have globally. I was watching a movie recently about in India, and at the end of the movie, they put a post and they said that 600,000, or maybe it was 800,000 children go missing in India every single year. I'm thinking, where do these kids go? Like, how do you lose 600,000 or 800,000 human beings? And this is where that slave trade and trafficking happens, and it's got to stop. We need to put an end to it. And so this is the beginning of the end. This is many organizations coming together to eradicate this horrible, deplorable thing that is happening to our children and even adults. There's a large challenge that when we come together that we can all make a difference, and that's really my mission right now, and working with the Renan Foundation on creating models and solutions within individual communities. I'm so excited about the model that I've been using. This model in Haiti is so needed. There are so many NGOs, and I don't want to offend or step on any toes because there's such beautiful work happening within all of these NGOs. But the model where children are being taken from the home because the parents can't afford to feed them, and it's a legitimate thing. I mean, these parents can't feed these kids. For example, in Jacmel, the family that we visited with earlier last week, they had 4 or 5 months ago, they had 9 children, 2 adults living in a ragged tent. You can go back in my other footage to see the tent and where they're living. It was unbelievable that people have this lifestyle. No one should have to live like this. We have the resources on this planet. It's just that we need to spread them out a little more evenly. We need to give opportunities to encourage them to develop their skills so that they can have a job and to have a hope. But it's really about a mindset. We can't change anything. We can build homes. We can bring programs. You don't change the mindset, we are stuck where we are. And that's where I am feeling very empowered as we go into these communities. But that family that had 9 kids, not very long ago, I think it was January, we were looking at finding them a sponsor. Well, we didn't act fast enough, or they didn't feel like they had resources. 5 of those children were put into the Rest of It community. So it's a real problem here. It's a reality for these people, and these parents were wonderful people. I mean, we talked to them, we met with them, we asked about their goals and their skills and what they could do to make a difference, and they're trying. I mean, the father has a job. He's making these pots. He makes the bowls that they put their fire in, not the fire, but you know, the coals. So he makes those bowls and he sells them at the market, but it's just not enough to provide for his family. So we are, as an organization with the Renan Foundation, the children that came on that trip, they've committed to finding support monthly for that family so that we can pay them an income to have another job. So we're not just giving handouts, and that's the model that needs to change within the NGO, is that instead of getting $100 or $150 for a child or a family each month, that we're actually hiring them to do a job, so that it's not just freebie like, oh, I have a sponsor for you, and the sponsor's paying for school, paying for clothes, making sure they have food and doctor and medical care and or oils or whatever it is that they're using. That we are now changing that model to where that money is going directly to the families with the help of us hiring them, giving them a job. That's a very different model, and I realize that there are some challenges that could, like maybe they don't know how to budget their money and the kids don't go to school anyway, but we're monitoring that. That's why we have case managers, which again provides another job, so that we are teaching financial responsibility, we're teaching leadership development, we're teaching health and hygiene and this fertility awareness, so that they begin to have an empowered life. Every day you are blessed. Every day you have something that much of the world does not. If you're watching this video, that tells me that you have technology, that tells me that you have the ability to provide for yourself, most of you. And I would just ask that you think about that. Think about how you can give back to your community, give back to other communities. It doesn't have to be Haiti. It can be anywhere on this planet. Right in your neighborhood is sufficient. Find what calls to your heart. What is it that works? And if you think that maybe you can't come up with, you know, something, help us in this mission. Help the Let's Project, help Renan Foundation as we come up with these programs that can then be spread. It's education. And I mean, I'm in this heart and soul. I am over here every month and a half to 2 months now. Andis comes every 3 weeks. We have volunteers coming, and there's a lot of work to do, and there's always room for more help. So I invite you to be a part of the solution, be a part of the change, be a part of the answers for people as we work toward a planet that's sustainable. Because I want to tell you something else. When one person suffers, we all suffer. And you may not feel the effects of it right away. You may not understand that. But I'm telling you that there is a synergy on this planet, and when one suffers, we are all connected. There is a light that goes through each of us. All energy in life is connected. So whether you choose to ignore it or not, whether it's painful for you, I never thought I could handle going into sex trafficking and working with these families and protecting these children. I imagine my own children. I imagine the pain, and I see it now from the parents' side. I see it from a different angle, all the angles. I work with the children, I work with the rescues, and yet I'm doing it. It's not easy. No one said it would be. When you leave this planet, are you going to leave the legacy of love, a legacy of lifting up the next generation, making this planet a better place to live? Just ask yourself that question. Today, as I go into the room now, we're all gathering. This is a deaf community, and I am in my heaven. I haven't signed fluently for a lot of years. I was a sign language interpreter many years ago. It's breaching 30 years. I was young. I was in my late teens, early 20s, as I dated a wonderful deaf man and became very fluent in the language. I took college courses, and that was what I wanted to do for a living. I wanted to be a social worker or a psychologist working within the deaf community and helping to reach solutions within there. And I just, my life took a different course, and I have taught sign language classes over the years to autistic parents and things of that nature. And but this is really the first time that I see the hands of God in my life so clearly, because I've wanted to, since I started coming to Haiti, I've inquired and asked about, where are the deaf communities? Do they come together, or are they scattered all over Haiti? And meeting Sylvie and Herman opened up this opportunity for me. So 2 weeks out of the year in the summer, they do a deaf camp. And when she saw my presentation on Days for Girls, and she saw what we were doing, she begged me, please come. And the dates were off, and I've had to kind of hang out in Haiti for a few extra days, which gave me time to go to Pinon and San Rafael. But what an opportunity for me to refresh the skills and to see my life come full circle, that there was purpose in me learning how to sign so well, and to be so integrated into the deaf community early on in my life, and now to be able to help them with health and wellness, with hygiene, with fertility awareness, with essential oils, to bring that into this community. Now, the Friends of Montfort has 4 other deaf communities throughout Haiti that they are sponsored. And then there's about 10 to 12 within each of the larger cities. So I am really excited to continue to expand. Of course, I'm sure my husband and business coaches will say, whoa, slow down and let's stick within Basson Bleu and Susmatla and those communities. But my heart just reaches. So I'm expanding quickly, and I need help. So if you're called to help in this work at all, please let me know. This is just life-changing for you as well as the people that we're serving. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to give you a little panorama. Maybe you'll see some of the signing. It's so much fun. They speak American Sign Language, but they're creating right now. They're creating it's really dark when you get in there. There we go. They're creating a Creole Sign Language. Right now, the Haitians are having to use American Sign Language, but it doesn't translate very well into Creole because of the finger spelling, some of the words. Hi, how are you? I'm good. So we're getting ready to get started. So I'm going to stop the video, and I will update you a little bit later. Have a great day.